How we doing, everyone? It's getting to that time of the year where things are starting to cook. It's been a while since I've done a Miz in the Midday. Gotta try to get back into this. Just to go into it. A lot going on, across the NFL landscape. Combines, rumors. Gonna be a very interesting free agency. Gonna be a very interesting offseason. I'll tell you this. I could tell you one thing. This chatter and talks about the Giants drafting Love at 5, personally, that is probably the biggest smokescreen happening this entire weekend at the Combines. I don't know if the Giants are trying to draw somebody up for a trade, but I can tell you, and yes, we all know that the Giants are going to run the hell out of the football this year. Thank God we're going to go back to being the football Giants. Under Harbaugh, that means a stable of running backs. That means a fullback. That means 2 tight ends. We're going to run the ball up the gut, and we're going to let you know we're running it, and we're going to smash mouth it. And I can't wait. But the Giants are not drafting Love. I'll tell you what's not a smokescreen. Sonny Styles. This guy is an absolute beast, a stud, the type of linebacker that you dream of, the type of linebacker that the Giants haven't had here in a long, long time, man. I mean, take a look at this guy's body, his athletic ability, man, the length, the arms, the speed. What was it, a 4.47? Jumping, man, I don't really care about jumping, but man jumped out of his sneakers and out of his pants. I mean, the athletic ability on this guy is ridiculous. The way he plays football. But I'm going to tell you what grabs my attention the most. Number one, we haven't had a middle linebacker since Antonio Pierce, okay? And the Giants haven't drafted a linebacker in the first round since 1984. So we've gotten away from, our history. To me, the Giants have to go back to who the Giants were. Time to get back to the roots. O-line, front 7 on defense, run the ball, control time of possession, especially when you're a young team. It's only going to help your chances in winning with a young quarterback, and that's what the Giants are going to do this year. But a middle linebacker behind this front defense. And rumors are we're going to add a good defensive tackle. Yo, I'm high on Alexander. I think in the second year, Alexander's going to emerge as a real strong defensive tackle. I still think Dexter Lawrence is the best defensive tackle in football. He lost interest last year and played with a major injury to his elbow, his arm. I believe he'll be rejuvenated this year. And if the Giants can go out and get his boy Wilkinson, if they could add that guy who's a real good, a real good piece in the middle, put him together with Dexter, reignite Dexter Lawrence's engine. Yo, we're cooking. And you put a Sonny Styles behind that D-line to be the middle linebacker to Mike. The man's a tackle machine. He's physical and he's good in coverage. Played safety. Yo, Sonny Styles is a beast, bro. You know me. When I come on, I don't really talk a lot about stats or numbers or where they're from. I look at a guy's body language. I look at the way he plays football. His demeanor. It'll tell you a lot. You know what really caught my attention about this guy? And I've been in love with Downs for months. And if the Giants draft Downs, which is still a very good chance they may, and that's a whole nother savage. You're talking about, to me, a la mirror image of Brian Dawkins. So I'm good with Downs also. A dog, a leader for this defense. It's about implementing an attitude. And both those guys have it. Downs, Sonny. I'm going to tell you right now. when you watch Sonny Styles come up to the podium, stand up straight, and talk the way he talks. You know, the way he carries himself. You could see the character pouring out of the kid. This kid's a Class A+ character. He reminds me of a sergeant straight out of the military. If you look at his face, his body language, the way he carries himself, and the way he speaks. Well-spoken, respectful, with a deep voice. You know you have a guy that's all about business. This fucking guy isn't playing around, and that's the type of linebacker the Giants have been missing for years. So at 5, you give me one of those two doggies. Downs, Sonny Styles. The Giants hit a home run. You could get another running back in the middle rounds. Maybe the Giants go after one of these free agents. I would do jump circles for Walker in this with these running backs we have. You put a Walker with a Scatterboo, Tracy, man. I'd like to bring McCart in from Baltimore if it's possible. Let's add the fullback. Let's get back to some I formations. Man, it's exciting. Now, the Giants don't have a lot of money, but I'm pretty sure they're going to create. I saw somewhere today where Connor Hughes wrote that the Giants can create up to $74 million. I believe it. Yo, get to work, Joe Schoen. That's why you're here. You're pretty much here for one reason only. You better create cap space. Now, I wanted to touch on another thing. It makes sense to trade Kayvon, right? You're saving $15 million, but more so, you're not going to give him a new contract next year. He's going to demand $100 million. Look, Shane's made this mistake before, and we're not making it again because Harbaugh's in town, right? So is the woman Dawn. So you got some brains in the house. You don't wait for next year to lose Kayvon for nothing and hope to get a third-round comp pick. No, you don't do that. You did that with past players. Barkley, right? McKinney. No. Time to be smart. Be proactive. Building now to win this year and the future. You trade Kayvon. The Niners and the Bears are very interested. I'd like to get a player back. You could get players from the Bears. You could get more, and I would still ask for a 5th rounder. Whether it's this year or next year, I don't care. You could ask for Edmonds, who to me is still a big-time linebacker, a veteran also. You could get Edmonds. He was a major factor in the Bears season last year. And I'd still get a draft pick, 4th rounder, 5th rounder, whatever. I'll do either of those trades. The Niners, if the Niners want to offer me something for Kayvon, because they know that Bosa has a cream cheese knee. Cream cheese knee. That guy lives on the fucking roid and his knee is finished. You want Kayvon? Cool. Right? We know the Niners are probably going to be a north of a 20th pick in the draft. Yo, you got to try to hustle them out of a 2nd round pick straight up. There's not much on the Niners that I want. To me, a lot of their players are starting to head over the hill. You know, they may have one more year to their window, but I'm not even sure. They're going to lose Trent Williams. I got to have a late 2nd rounder out of the Niners if you want them. Because you tell them, yo, the Bears are offering me a 3rd rounder. Or the Bears are offering me more and a 5th rounder. What are you offering me? Better that for me. The 3rd rounder's not going to do it because you're going to be in the same ballpark as the Bears. So, come better. Straight up. Give me your 2nd rounder. Take your future franchise edge. Right? Kayvon is still young to me. 24, 25. You got to make things happen. There's going to be cuts. Fans better sit back. Say goodbye to Wan'Dale. I don't need Wan'Dale. Let him go. I'm not paying Wan'Dale $20 million. He gave you his career year last year. He's never going to match that year again. And he barely got over 1,000 yards as the number 1 receiver. Because we didn't have Wan'Dale. You didn't have any receivers on the team. You had him and you had Theo. So guess what? It's a smart move to let him go. Let him go get Bank from Tennessee if he wants to join Dable. I like the guy. I wish him luck. Bye-bye. I'm moving on. We got to go get a receiver, and I prefer a receiver in a trade before we get to the draft. Although there's receivers that could be had in the 2nd, 4th round. I don't know if we're going to gain a 3rd rounder. We'll see. You know what I mean? But pick one up that's already in the league. You know, also. That's what I would do if I'm the Giants. Try to grab a receiver here in the free agency before you get to draft night or in a trade, so you could allow yourself at 5 to grab one of these, to me, diamond defenders. A diamond defender for the next decade for the New York Football Giants. A middle linebacker in Styles, or a beast in the backside Downs, who I call a joker. Why do I call Downs a joker? Because he could play many positions. He could cover. He can move over the corner or the slot sometimes. He's a beast of a tackler. He can line up in the box as a small physical linebacker because he plays and hits like a linebacker. He's a vicious. When I take a look at that guy, and I told you, I look at body language, I look at faces, I look at attitude. Khalil Downs, to me, is a straight up pit bull. Just look at the guy's eyes. I don't need to see every play of his life. I don't need to know his numbers. Sometimes you know, if you played football, you know by looking at a man's face and his body language, whether you got yourself a dog or just another average player. And those two guys are franchise defensive game changers. They are team changers. Downs, Sonny Styles. I think Reese will be gone. He's either going to be a Jet or a Titan. I wouldn't be shocked if the Jets took Reese. If Saleh ends up taking Sonny Styles, which kind of sucks because I've fallen in love with this kid. You know, but what helps the Giants is that Bailey's up there too. And one of those two teams, Jets or Titans, is taking Bailey. So look, man, I hope Sonny Styles and Downs both are there at 5. And I cannot ignore Malawaga, right, from Miami. That I would not... I personally rather have the defender when you got a fucking defender the caliber of a Sonny Styles or Downs. And I hear people saying, oh, you can't take a safety at 5. Listen, anybody who makes the mistake that Downs is just a safety, that he's not an animal, a leader, an all-world defender, you ain't watching and you don't know football. That guy is not just a safety. Okay? It shows me your ignorance. I'm hoping those two guys are there. If the Miami Hurricane offensive lineman is there, I would not be angry if the Giants took him. I would totally understand, as they want to build up a big O-line. And you know Harbaugh. You know what Harbaugh is going to do. He's building up an O-line, and he's going to build up a run game, and he's going to build up the front 7. If you look at him with the Ravens, he's always drafted linebackers, and that's why Sonny Styles is shining as the perfect Harbaugh type of player to be drafted. And I can't wait, because the Giants have gotten so far away from valuing linebackers that I believe that played a big role in why we've been bad the last few years, amongst a bunch of other things. So things are interesting. I can't wait. I'm excited. The feel is that the Giants are headed up, man, and they're headed up fast. I'm very happy. I can't wait for free agency. I know we're going to be involved. And the draft is setting up perfectly where the Giants, the Giants are going to get one of these diamonds, you know? There's about 5 or 6 of them in this draft, and one of them is going to be ours. I'm in love with Downs. But if you ask me after this weekend right now, and this doesn't happen to me often, I don't usually change my mind. I pick a player from months ago, and I usually stick with it. If anyone who knows me over the years with the drafts, and I've been dead on about the players I've always picked. Right now at 5, if I could have a player, give me Sonny Styles, and let's build a dominant defense, and we ain't far off. Miz.